think we should be live on Facebook now. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Sami Abu Saad here, Director of Education at T3 Live. Hope you're having a good start to your weekend. We're going to do what we always do every weekend, is go over the market, go over some swing ideas, really good swing ideas for next week. Before I start the video, as always, of course, a standard required disclaimer to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss today is for educational purposes only. And also, please, if you find benefit in today's video, please be sure to hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Also, beneath the video, you'll see some helpful links if you would like to check them out later. But with that said, let's turn on the charts and get going. If you're a subscriber to my newsletter, feel free to log on to your account. You'll see which plays I have picked for us, for me, for my own account, for Monday. So I've already posted the plays. Just log on to your T3 Live account and feel free to participate. All right, let's take a look at the market. Market is an easy call for next week. At least as of right now, it's an easy call because we have a nice hourly buy setup that formed. We have a clear line in the sand, which is on the Qs. This is the QQQ, the tracking ETF for the Nasdaq 100. As long as we stay above 228.75, okay? So actually, yesterday's low, Friday's low. Should hold. If it doesn't hold, it's not that I'm suggesting we should turn all out bearish. No, but if it doesn't hold, then we probably will get what we got last week, which is choppiness, dropped, rallied, right? So that's what we will probably get at the bare minimum. Is it would be a retest of the rising 20 if Friday's low breaks. But if it doesn't, that's the only thing that would change my bias. The bias should be all out bullish. Again, barring a break of Friday's low on the Qs, which is 228.75, the bias for me will be all out bullish, and I would expect to get to the all-time highs maybe next week. Can you believe it? Can you believe if I told you a couple of months ago that by the end of May, early June, we would be back at the all-time highs, at least in the Nasdaq? Would you have believed it? I sure wouldn't have. But what happened is we have a new bull market born out of that pandemic. Can you believe it? A new bull market born out of that pandemic, led by, of course, the Fed, right, the government, but also by the mega cap tech stocks, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Apple, and Facebook. Those are the five big horses that led the market on the way back up. And of course, they were kind of built for an event like this, where people stay at home and spend all day on the internet and ordering things offline, right? Or online, as the case was for Amazon, benefited greatly from the pandemic. And those five companies are the most valuable companies in the country, with the highest valuation, and of course led on the way back up. But thanks in a large part, to the Fed, which I think increased their balance sheet by $3 billion, $3 trillion. Pardon me, $3 trillion. So the Fed, of course, played a huge part. But reasons don't really matter. That's just for fun. What matters is price. Price, you get paid on price. That's what matters. You don't get paid on analyzing why prices move the way they did. You get paid to just be bullish when the market is bullish, bearish when the market is bearish, okay? So the Qs is leading the way back to the all-time highs almost. It feels like we're going to get there next week. Again, barring a break of Friday's low, we're probably going to get there next week, the first week of June. Maybe, the second week of June, but that's what it looks like. The SPY is lagging way behind, but the SPY is also all-out bullish. The only issue with the SPY was the weekly and the monthly. And as you can see, this was a weekly sell setup right here. This red bar that became a bottoming tail bar, and the weekly sell setup failed. So the SPY is actually all-out bullish as well. and looks higher. Will it get to the all-time highs? I doubt it. Not anytime soon, but it's all out bullish as well. The IWM and the diamonds, the IWM is the Russell 2000, and the DIA is the Dow 30, are weaker than anything else. They look very similar. They almost look identical, but the diamonds is much more bullish because it's above the 200 MA, that red line on the weekly chart, right? IWM is still below it, but still bullish. I mean, relatively speaking, because we failed on the sell setup also. Look, the market is larger than the Russell 2000. It's larger than the Dow 30. It's mostly best represented by the S&P 500, but best led by the Qs. The technology companies always lead the economy. Okay, we live in a digital world. We live in a world of rapidly changing technology, and they always lead the economy. Okay. Lead the market, that is. So the market is all out bullish for next week, again barring a break of Friday's low. I was in the USO and it trailed me out on this day, and so I got out. But remember, I hope you participated. USO was one of my biggest wins last month in May. By the way, nice. Every single month is profitable. January, February, March was amazing. Well, March was the best by far. April was good. May was good. Day trading, swing trading, they were all profitable. Of course, if you remember, the plays are tracked, so that is true. But USO was a really nice play for me. Was one of the biggest, I think. And I got trailed out, but now it has a nice looking daily buy setup. The issue with it is it moved up a lot on Friday, so I didn't get back in it on Friday. In fact, I played it short on Friday as a day trade. So that was a climactic sell setup. I did it on the microphone live. It was great as a short. Under 26.12 off the 2 minute. I didn't like the large stop on it, but there's the entry. Under 26.12. Oh, 26.08, maybe off the 1 minute. But it was under 26.12 was my entry. See it? 26.12, short. So this was a good play as a short, but my point is this is a good daily chart right here to play long, except that I'd like to see, I really hope it comes in on Monday and then it pops back up. But even if it doesn't, over 26.43, it looks higher. USO has a lot of room to move up still, even if just to 40. We're not talking to 90, to 60, to even 30 would be nice, right? But 40, I think, definitely within range, and I think it'll get there. So I like USO higher. Gold is just really bullish, consolidating at the highs without pulling back. Go back to my YouTube playlist, link in the description if you want, and see who called gold on June 1st of last year. June 1st. This was it. The end of May, June 1st, I called gold long, GLD. I did a video on it. Go back and see it for yourself. And I said the target is 174.50, and I think target 174.50 or 174, target 2 180, 185, something like this, the prior high. Again, the video is on my playlist, YouTube playlist, so feel free to go back and check it out. But gold is consolidating at the highs, looks higher. Here's the ideas for next week. That's what you're waiting for. That's what you're all probably wanting me to get to. ATRA, I don't usually like to play stocks that are damaged, and to me this got damaged badly. Look at this, dropped from 19 to 11 bucks. Usually there's no quick recovery back up, but it's kind of interesting, isn't it? As a base breakout over 11.75 right here. Stop would be under the base. And even if it just got to 13 bucks, that would be 2 to 1 reward to risk. Even just to 13 bucks. 2 to 1 reward to risk. So I like it a lot. It's not one of the ones that I picked for the newsletter for my own account for Monday, but it's really interesting. Over 11.72, and then target probably, I think what I picked is 13 bucks. But it's not even one of the ones that I picked. I like it, but it's not even one of the ones that I picked. IBIO, we played some of the low-priced, small-cap biotech stocks, and oh my God, they paid off nicely. The best was CBay. We got it on this day. before earnings, and it gapped up 157% the next day. So this was the best by far. We got it the day before earnings. Next day it gapped up 150%. But we played a bunch of other ones also, that biotech stocks that did really well. INO, for example, also was nice, and then it gapped, exit on the gap day. I don't know, Guild, we exit on the gap day, right? But IBIO is another biotech, and the biotech stocks, especially the low price stock, have been skyrocketing. So this has a daily buy setup. I like it. I like it over 165, $1.65, stop 145, about a 20-cent stop, okay, on the IBIO. ONEM, a little damaged also. What I mean by damaged, I mean, this is a deep pullback, right? Good stocks, strong stocks don't usually pull back this deeply, but the bottoming tail that formed here, the hammer, as some of you might call it, as a bottoming tail, is very, very, very bullish. We have also minor support right here, okay? We have a rising 20-period moving average. So in theory, at least, it should go back up. The only downside is the depth of the retracement. That's a pretty deep retracement. I did a video, it's in the link is in the description if you want, about how to look at pullbacks, how to evaluate the location, the retracement percentage, that sort of thing. Support, minor support, major support. Feel free to watch it. Link is in the description for that. Really professionally done. I spent a lot of time putting it together. It's free. Feel free to watch it. And so one of the things that I talked about was the depth of the retracement, right? So it shouldn't usually be this deep, but this bar I don't think is going to fail. I think once it takes out 32.76, I'm not saying it's going to rip right up to the highs, but with a stop under 28.83, I don't think that's going to fail. I think it goes back up to at least 37.30 or so up here to this bar's high. So I like the ONEM. A PDSB is another low-priced small cap stock, biotechnology, right? So I like it. A lot of these have been gapping up 100%, 200% we saw. I mean, just yesterday, I don't remember the one that gapped 200-300%, but this one gapped 113, ADAP. Notice Therapeutics, so it's a biotech. I think PHIO was the one that gapped like 200% or so, or even more. From, look at this, $2 to $5 maybe. So that's like over 100%. And then there were a bunch. So all these low price stocks, you only need one. I mean, CBay was depending on how much you put in it, that's 150% gain in one day, right? And you just, when I see a large gap like this, I just exit at the open. I don't even do anything with it. It may continue higher, but I just trail it to the 5-minute bars low. If it breaks the 5-minute low, I'm out. Okay, so some of these small cap are explosive and they can gap up a lot. So I like this over the base. It's not my favorite, of course, but again, don't forget they can gap a lot. I like it over the base, higher to maybe $2, and then 250 would be target 2 on the PDSP. PGNY is a daily buy setup, a little sloppy but nice, rising 20 and then a pullback. What I like more about it is the hourly time frame. Over the base right here would be the entry. Okay, stop under the base. Resi, it's tough. I liked it more on Thursday because of the doji bar, to play long over the doji bar's high. It didn't trigger. I had an order for it in the system. It didn't trigger, and now it came in a little bit. But if it goes back up, I bet you this is gonna pop a good amount. So long right here, stop under this bar's low. Okay, and then target. I don't know what the target is. I mean, it has room all the way to here, but will it really get to 950? Maybe not. Maybe $9 would be just fine. Okay, on the Resi, RYAM looks nice as a breakout. It already triggered. Maybe Wednesday or Thursday should have been the entry. I didn't see it. I didn't find it until I scanned this weekend, and I saw. I mean, I scanned last night, and I came across it. It looks higher to $3. The really nice transition A. See it? That's a beautiful transition A. It's one of my favorite setups of all time, is the transition A. I actually did a play on RYAM a couple of years ago that I still remember. I think it was at $12, and it was explosive. It was a pinch play. Here it is. You see it? 14 bucks. Look at the beauty. This base, how beautiful it was. And then if I add more data, you'll see that it had the 200 MA. And so it's what I call the pinch play, when the 20 MA comes from underneath. And I'm just trying to add more data. So let me just show you. This was a beautiful play. I still remember it to this day. And this was from 2017. See it? 20 MA comes from underneath the 200 MA, which is the red line, and pinches the stock above it. Notice the breakdown failure here, the bottoming tail. That was a real breakdown, and it failed. So I played it long, and then just exploded. I got out at 20 something, 22 or something like this, 20, and then because it broke the uptrend. So this was beautiful. Look at this, breakout, base, breakout, and then just continued, and then it broke the uptrend, and from there it just turned bear. I never played it again since that day. So that was 2017. I just still remember to this day. At any rate, it has another breakout, looks higher to $3 or so. SAVA, I like higher over 225. 225, okay? Target, maybe first target would be around $3, 284, and then target 2 would be the 200 MA, okay, on the SAVA. I like these big gaps to go back up. My best play yesterday was Nerve. Was my best play, but as a day trade. You want to see a gorgeous play? Here it is. Just prepare for your jaw to drop. If you were in the room, you know I called it, and I managed it to 350. Okay, so that was nice. You see how beautiful it is? Transition A on the 5-minute chart. This was I believe it was my best play, at least on the, in the E-Trade account. I'm gonna check. How about I check? Okay. I'll show you, but I think it was my best play. So this was a day trade. So I like these big gaps. Hold on. I like these big gaps to go back up. I oftentimes play them like A and AB. I remember, played this, see it, and they just went up and up and up. This gap down from 38 to 10. So, and then it bounced, and eventually we trailed out at 15.50, I think, right here. It broke down, and we got out of it. This was a newsletter play. I actually like the A and AB higher on the monthly chart. Check this monthly out. Doesn't this look good? It looks good to me. But I'm waiting for a 1, 2, 3 on the weekly on the A and AB. So, or a base breakout right here. So I'm waiting for that 20 MA to curl up. I'm watching it. I'm watching it to get back in it. I played the Amrin also off the big gap down, long. Now I don't do it blindly. I don't just get in without an entry. But you see how nice it was. It went way up, and then there was another big gap on it. I don't know where, and then it went back up. But I don't do it blindly. I have to wait for an entry. So here's I just opened my account, my E-Trade account. I just want to see which one was the best yesterday. I think it was the Nerve. Actually, I didn't find it myself. It was a room member that mentioned the stock opening, and then from there I just watched it. Opening my account, so here you go, opening my account. Notice total gains 387 for the year, but I'm gonna just look at today or yesterday. Nerve, see, number one, $2,900 yesterday, 29.76. DVAX number 2. Look at the P&L just yesterday, $5,500. USO, remember I told you I shorted USO? I don't just talk and not show you, no proof. There you go. USO, I said earlier, I played it, and here it is. Made 960. Then DXC made 925. And then I traded a bunch of other things, but for just yesterday it was $5,500. Month to date, check out my month of May, 66,000. That's net, okay? For the previous month was more, but it doesn't show here, so I'd have to go to it was like 70 something, 75 maybe, in April year to date, but that was only March, April, May, 387 year to date. But that's only, again, March, April, and May, because I opened the account on March 9th, okay? So there you go, okay? All right, at any rate, I didn't really mean to show it to one. Wasn't planning to show you this. I just wanted to talk about the Nerve. But SAVA, I like it higher over this bar's high, over 225. SSL is an oil breakout. Looks good, looks okay. Moving average, the 20 period moving average right here, the blue line, is a little flat. I like it when it's a little more rising than this, but over the base, higher. It's not one of the ones I picked. SSRM is gold mining, I think. It might be silver. I didn't really look it up, but I think it's gold. Long over this bar's high, which is 1970, over 1970. Surf is, it looks higher. It looks really, really good. I wish we didn't have such a big bar right here, because when a stock puts in a bar this size from 360 to 760, that's over 100, that's 100%, right? 100%. And it pulls back from it. It rarely goes back up all the way to the high. I wish we didn't have that kind of a bar, and the size of the tail also is a bit too much, but I do like the surf higher over 526. Okay, with a stop under 426. 462 that is. So that's the surf, and then last but not least is the WCN, Waste Connections. So it's a waste management company. It's garbage company, long over the base right here. It's a 1, 2, 3. Stop under the doji bar and target right there. Okay, target around 98 bucks. I think is what I saw. 99 actually, 98.90. So some amazing swing long ideas for you. Here's some shorts. I like the shorts even more. The only thing that is bad about the shorts, again, the only thing that's bad about the shorts is the market. The market is just, it's the tide that lifts all boats, so we don't want to be going against it unless you can find some special stocks that have nothing to do with the market. Let me show you some of the stocks that I'm talking about. Does cannabis have anything to do with the market? Probably not. Right? Does HTZ declare bankruptcy? Does this have anything to do with the market? Absolutely not. Meaning the market could be really bullish. HTZ is not going to care because it's going bankrupt. So I like to find unique stocks. Does the LTM have anything to do with the market? No, it actually declared bankruptcy. It probably is going to drop. Now, let me ask you this now. Does FSCT have anything to do with the market? Absolutely not. Why? Because it's a buyout that fell through. See this? This was a buyout and the deal fell through. So that's what's driving the price of the stock, is the buyout which fell through. Now, does HBQ have something to do with the market? Absolutely. HBQ is a market player. If the economy is not doing well, HBQ is not going to do well. So you have to be careful which ones you pick. Momo, look, let's review the entire list. So ACB, I like it short, under the base, right here, stop just above the base, or, so meaning short under 1380, stop over 1420, that's 40 cents. Target, 10 bucks. But let's not be too greedy. Target, let's just say, right here, 12 bucks. Would be wonderful. If we get 10, so much the better. But let's not, I don't want to be too greedy. The 12 bucks would be amazing. From 1380 to 12 bucks is nice on a 40 cent stop. FSCT, daily sell setup, short under 23.50, stop over 24.60. About $1.10. The stop, like it. Target 20 bucks. HPQ reported earnings was my best play on Thursday. Short under 1486, stop over 1520, 1517. Always give it at least 1 penny below, 1 penny above, meaning 1 penny below the bar's low, and for your stop 1 penny above it. HTZ was my best trading stock this month, mostly long, or last week I should say. Short under the base, stop above it. I know it's a dollar stock, but if you have it available, who's to say it won't drop to 50 cents? I think it will. And my target is 60 cents, by the way, on it, not 50. But I think it could drop even below. It could go to 40. It could go to 0. Who knows? But if it drops from $1 to 50 cents, that's 50%. So that's nice. LTM, also under $1. Looks lower. Stop would be over this, not yesterday's high, but the previous day's high, Thursday's high. So under $1, stop over 138. Okay? So I like both of these short, low price stocks. Momo is a disaster waiting to happen. I played it as an earnings play right here. So it reported earnings. It was looking like this. I shorted it at the close. The next day it gapped down. I was in it. It made a little bit of money. It didn't gap very much. Why? Because the market is too bullish. But Momo looks really lower on the daily, but looks like a disaster is about to happen. It already happened, but it's going to 10 bucks probably. That's the weekly time frame on Momo. Look how weak it is. But check out the monthly. It's even worse. Look at the monthly, guys. Look at the large top. The bigger the top, the bigger the drop. When the resistance above is larger than the support below, we already broke under the support. The chances of a move lower are really, really high. So this for sure looks lower to me to $10. $10 written all over to me. I like it. But let's not be too greedy. Let's say target 1 right here at 15, around 15. This pivot right here. Target 2, $10, $8 actually, $8.50. Okay? So I like Momo lower. The one thing about Momo is we don't have a good stop. If you look at the daily chart, where would you put your stop? Above the pivot. So if the entry was under 1908, which it is, under 1908, stop is over 21.25. You have to also be mindful that when your stop is large, even if the stock drops a lot, you're not going to make a lot of money, because all that matters is the reward to risk. So the stop, if the stop is big, it means your risk, not in terms of dollar amounts, but in terms of not in terms of like how much I risk on the play. I risk the same amount on every play, almost. But in terms of, you know, on the chart, it's big. So even if it drops a lot, the reward to risk is not going to be huge. So I'm actually waiting on Momo. I'm not going to get it on Monday, but I think Momo is a long-term short. Okay? So that's Momo. NGL is a weekly sell setup. It needs to break under 493. It's going to report earnings on Monday, but it's a nice weekly short. I like it short. It's oil. CN is probably my least favorite. I played it long as a swing play right here. It went up 60%, right to target. I got lucky because it went exactly to 280, and 280 I picked it as my target. Now, I'm not just saying, you know, this was an official play in the newsletter. So it went up 60%, and I got out of it that day, and it continued higher, a lot more. So now I like it short under 370, not off the daily, it's off the hourly. It's an hourly base breakdown. So looking for a pullback to $3. But admittedly, this is my least favorite of the entire list. And then WTI is like the NGL. It's a weekly sell setup, but it looks even better. Here it is. It's oil. A lot of the oil stocks are looking bearish, but not USO. USO and oil stocks are not necessarily, they don't have good correlation anymore. USO and oil stocks always had good correlation, so that when USO went up, most oil stocks went up with it, but not anymore. For example, most oil stocks on Friday actually were bearish, but USO went up 4%. So I like some of the oil stocks short, but I like USO long, not short. Okay, so keep that in mind. Again, if you're a subscriber, log on to your T3 Live account. You'll see which plays I'm going to be playing in this account. That's my TradeStation account right here, on Monday. And if you'd rather not bother logging on to your T3 Live account, you can wait for the newsletter. Comes out on Monday at 8 a.m. If you're interested, if you're not a subscriber, interested at all in becoming a subscriber, you know how much it costs? It costs $49, almost free, almost, to check it out for 30 days and find out whether it's for you, whether you like it, don't like it. Obviously, you know, you may not like what I do, right? I trust that everybody will like what I do, but you may not. No problem. It's only, your risk is only $49. No contracts. You just say cancel, and then at the end of the month, your membership is canceled. $49 to try it out. Link is in the description, okay? All right, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking around until the end. I hope I'm adding value. I hope you find these weekly videos of benefit. You are able to participate in some of the plays. If you, last week, I just want to show you real quick. If you took the UAL, it gapped above target. We got out on this day. If you took NCLH, it gapped above target also. We got out this day. If you took a VTR, it gapped above target also. Though I missed out on the exit because I didn't see it. I didn't notice the gap until later, until after the open. So there's a lot of amazing plays. These are, all three of them gapped above target. So just so you know, there's a lot of amazing plays, and this is for free. So I hope I'm adding value, and I appreciate you sticking around till the end. If you find value in this video, I'd appreciate if you hit the like button. Again, just for the YouTube algorithm. The YouTube algorithm, you know, promotes the videos if they are liked, and does not promote the videos if they're not liked. So I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. And with that said, have an amazing weekend. It was nice talking to you. I will see you next week, okay? Take care, everybody. Happy trading. Ciao.